Oops.
We're live on Facebook.
You doing okay over there?
We're a little wobbly this
Yeah,
morning.
right. Think I'm gonna be sick?
Yeah.
Like it.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Behind the scenes,
All right,
the 425
stand
show. All right, we have intro music playing.
All right.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 425 show, your place to be for all things real estate and lifestyle related here on the East Side. I'm your host, Nicole Mangina with Windermere Real Estate, and each week we take a look at the local real estate market and something that makes this an amazing place to live. Real estate, wow, offer review dates are back. Inventory's low, there's lots of multiple offers out there. Offer review dates are when a house comes on the market, usually towards the end of the week. They go through the weekend, and then the seller sets a day that they will hold all offers and review them on that day, which means it's competitive out there. If you're a buyer, it means you need to have your finances in order, and you need to have an agent that understands how to position you in multiple offers. Positioning is price, but it's also terms and how they present that offer. And having an agent that understands that matters as much as your price. So make sure you've got one that's well versed in offer review dates and multiple offers. As a seller, I cannot recommend enough getting your home inspected before it goes on the market. It's called a pre-listing inspection. You make that available to buyers. But studies have shown over and over that having that and making that available to a buyer, all of the buyers that are presenting offers on your home, substantially increases not only the number of offers that you get, but the quality of offers. So definitely something to talk about with your listing agent. If you're thinking about making a move, either buying or selling, I invite you to reach out. You can always find me via email, nicole@nicolemangina.com. There you go. That's the real estate update for the week. Hold on to your horses. It's a busy one out there. And now I'm excited for our guest today, Marcus Kuntz with Teatro ZinZanni. Yay!
Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I know. I feel like we need a big
we
cymbal
need a
clash
fanfare
or something,
Yeah.
right?
I'll fill that in.
A
on
drum roll.
post-production.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Should have warned you about that
Yeah,
ahead of time. Sorry. But oh my gosh, Teatro ZinZanni. I don't know how to describe it. It's cabaret, music, dinner theater.
Yeah, I think you're not the only one who has not the words to describe it. I think it's always an issue. Like, how do you describe the experience, because it's so unique. It's a really unique art form. It combines different art forms. It combines music with circus arts, with comedy, a lot of comedy.
Yeah,
and,
lots of comedy.
Lots of comedy. So, but everybody who's talking about ZinZanni has always grasping for words, how do you describe it? And a lot of reviewers can't help but describe us with compare us with Cirque du Soleil.
Sure.
And the New York Times once said it's like Cirque du Soleil. The difference is Cirque du Soleil is made for 2,000 people, and Teatro ZinZanni is made just for you. So
Yes.
I think what really sets us apart is that we want to create a really intimate experience, and that is made just for you. So you're basically sitting on stage at ZinZanni.
It's how it feels when you're there.
Exactly. You feel you're on stage, and sometimes we take people on stage.
Right. Yes, it's interactive, which is awesome.
Yeah. We call them victims backstage.
I think they kind of are. I think that's maybe how they feel when they're up there.
Oh, I think they feel good. We try to make them really feel good and make them,
Yes.
feel like the hero of the show.
You guys are great at that. I've been
Thank
to
you.
Teatro ZinZanni 3 times now.
Oh, great.
And every time, I don't know how you guys decide who to pick and pull up, but you always pick the perfect people, because they manage to own it and they get into it, and it's great.
Yeah, we want them to own it for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the person who probably would suffer the most if they don't like it, if the quote victims don't like it, would be the performer on stage. So they are really skilled to pick the people who really want to be up there. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's too bad. Last time I went, I wanted to be up there.
Nobody picked you?
The girlfriend at the time I was with is like, no, you sit down.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
She knows I would do it. That's why.
You would be amazing.
That's why.
Well, you have to come back someday.
I will. I'm gonna now. Got in.
You would be great at it. Awesome. And now Teatro ZinZanni, it's so funny. Like I said, I've been there a couple times. I'm like, everybody has to know about this. This is such a fun
Yeah.
thing to go do at an
Yeah.
event. You guys are in Woodinville right
So
now.
we were we celebrated our 20th anniversary last year.
That's amazing.
For a long time we were downtown Seattle.
Right.
And then we lost our site on Mercer Street.
Mhm.
And then we came to the east side. We wanted to test out the east side, and then we popped up in Merrimore Park for 6 months.
Right.
And during that time, we realized, like, wow, the east side is really a great market for us. I mean, we kind of knew that all along because
Sure.
some of our strongest zip codes is Bellevue and Kirkland
Okay.
and Redmond,
Mhm.
obviously. And so we tested it out. It worked really, really well.
Mhm.
And in that time, then we got the offer to move the tent to Woodinville in the
Sure.
old Red Hook Brewery, which now we call the Hollywood Station.
Mhm.
So we share the old Red Hook Brewery together with the Lil Cellars, which just opened up their tasting room there,
Perfect.
and Sparkman Cellars, which will open, I think, in March.
Great.
And then we opened, ZinZanni opened a restaurant called Wheelhouse in the old Red Hook Forecasters Pub.
Right.
So it's a fun, campus now with a lot of activity.
It's great.
So yeah, we moved our side to that side, and that now we consider really our forever home. So we signed a long lease.
Mhm.
We'll be here. We really settle down now, which is after so many years just moving around and not knowing what the
Sure.
next year will bring. It feels really, really great to do that.
I bet.
And it's a great community. We love Woodinville, love the east side. It's
That's
really
such a
fantastic.
perfect spot. Like you said, there's
Yeah.
so many things around it.
Yeah.
Parking's good. That's
Parking
one
is
of the
good.
nice things
Yeah.
about the east
And it's
side.
free.
It is.
Land of free parking, yeah.
Gotta like that. Little
Yep,
plug
yeah.
for the east side.
Yeah. No, we really enjoyed it. Woodinville has been great for us, really. It's a
Mhm.
great community, a great city.
Yeah, it's actually, and it's pretty convenient for access from most places.
Yeah, it
actually,
is.
Where you're located.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, being downtown was obviously fantastic, but traffic in downtown was just so crazy. So a lot of people who are actually coming to the show from Seattle, we hear that it takes them less time to like go from the top of Queen Anne to Woodinville than it does for them to take the car downtown. So
That's
it's better and more convenient than we thought it would be.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No, it's really good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we kind of tried to describe it at the beginning of
Yeah.
the show. How do you put these shows together? They are so creative.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, so it's a really unique art form. There's not much out there in other
Right.
markets or other cities that do what we do. It's really
Yeah.
very unique.
Absolutely.
So that's a good question. So we work with a kind of a core cast group of
Okay.
people that we rotate in and out of shows.
Got it.
And then for each show, we bring new artists along. So the
Okay.
current show that you just saw, we brought a couple people that have never performed with us.
Okay.
So we take new people, but then work with kind of what we call the veterans that are really familiar with what we're doing, that are familiar with the immersive form of the theater. And then then we take different approaches. Sometimes it is the cast that dictates what the show will look like. So if we have a lot of people that are European, and then we might write a show that is centered around the country they come from.
Sure.
Or it goes the other way, that we want to create a certain show with a certain theme and then cast around that theme. So
Okay.
it could go both ways. But it's the way we put shows together is happening really, really fast. Totally different than in other theaters. We rehearse usually like 2 weeks.
Oh wow.
We cast way in advance,
Sure.
but the rehearsal on site is only about 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then it bases a lot on improvisation,
Sure.
and a lot of it has to do with who is in the cast and what they bring to the table in the process.
That's great.
It's a fun way to put shows together.
Yeah. And that's got to take a special person to be in the cast, because they have to
Yeah.
be good at what they do.
Yeah,
But you interact with the audience and
Yes.
play off of the audience so much.
yeah.
That each show, like you said, it really feels like it's made just for you. And the way you've got everything all set up,
Yeah.
there's not a bad seat in the house.
No, there's really not.
Um,
Like we said before, like you feel like you're sitting on stage, so
Yeah.
you're surrounded by the action. But you're right what you're saying. It takes a skill to be in that cast,
Right.
because it is so intimate, because it's so close. A lot
Right.
of people that are coming to us for the first time, they're used to perform for Cirque. Where the audience is really far removed. but there they have the audience is just right there.
Yeah.
You know, the trapeze artists are right in front of, on above of everybody's heads.
Yes.
So it's really close, really intimate. But that's also true for like all the wait staff that are, that are serving the food. They're also, it's different than any other restaurants they would have ever worked in. Because they as well, they're on stage and they need to be on and need to feel comfortable doing so.
Yeah, it all goes together.
Yeah.
And speaking of the wait staff,
Yeah.
thank you for having really good food there.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Yeah.
Every time I've been, your food is amazing.
Yeah, oh, good.
And
That's great.
the natural assumption, I think, if you go to like a dinner theater, usually one part has to give, right?
Yeah,
like either the performance is average and the food is good, or vice versa. You have both.
Oh, thank
Really
you for saying that.
food.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. And think
Yeah.
about that. I mean, currently we're serving the food out of a food truck, basically.
Are you?
So it's a temporary setup currently. That's what
Okay.
you have seen in Woodinville. So yes, the kitchen is really out of a food truck.
They do a
and
great job.
Thank you. Yeah, we try our best. Yeah, I'm really proud of the kitchen team and everybody who works the experience. It's just the best people we have. Yeah.
And that's even more amazing that it's kind of a food truck, because you have a lot of different options for entrees.
We do, yeah. I mean, it's a
you know.
preset menu.
Yeah, but
you
still, even within there's quite a bit of choice.
We have, a meat option, a vegetarian option, a fish option, and a vegan option these days. Of course, it's important to have. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
So, and they're all good. I've had the vegan option.
Yeah.
Which is the other one that usually is kind of.
That's
it's
true.
really good.
I completely agree. It's probably my favorite, actually. I'm not vegan, but that one is really good.
It's really good. Yeah. Like I was saying before the show, we just did our office. I think it's great it's fun for just a couple.
Yes.
I've been, with a group of people from the neighborhood, and then we just did our office holiday party there in January.
Oh, good.
And that's really fun when you get a big group of people.
It's really
and
fun.
And you know more people, and then you're more likely to know whoever it is that gets pulled up in the audience.
And that makes it fun for you, yeah. Yeah, that's true. No, it's a great. We describe it as one of or probably the best place to celebrate whatever you have to celebrate, even if it's an office party.
Yeah.
But also for couples that celebrate their anniversary or whatever it is. It's just a great place for date night or celebrations, and
Yeah.
So.
And the attention to detail there, I think, is great too. I mean, from when you're walking up, the tent itself, everything there, you can tell there's been a lot of attention to
There's
detail.
a lot of thought put in. You're right, and thank you for pointing that out. Like in every single detail, from really the walking up to the tent to the design in the lobby, to the costumes, to the light, the sound system. I mean, it's the production value of the whole thing is. We take a lot of pride in that. Yeah.
It shows.
Yeah. Thank you. That's perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and the characters are great. I know when we were there, they're great in the show, and then they come out, and you can kind of go take pictures with them and talk to them after the show, and that's fun too.
Right. Yeah. So again, the whole point of the experience is really being intimate, being like, and giving everybody the chance to actually, talk to the artist. So there's just no barriers, no fourth wall.
Yeah,
it's immersive, and we want to make it a point that that the actors during the dinner breaks or the food breaks, that they're actually really going around and touch pretty much every single table.
Yeah. They do. They're great at that. How did you get involved with Teatro ZinZanni?
Oh gosh, that's a really long story, but to make it short, I've been in entertainment all my life.
Okay.
So I'm from Europe.
Okay.
And I got recruited by Teatro ZinZanni. Coincidentally, my wife is obviously from here as well, from the east side actually. I got connected. So I lived with my wife in Europe for 10 years, and then after she went through culture shock there, we decided it was my time to go through culture shock here. So that's how I got involved with Teatro ZinZanni then, and got connected with the company and fell in love with the product.
Got it.
And what was supposed to be a 4-year contract, just now it's 13 years later.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's fine. What's your biggest culture shock thing with?
Oh, where do I start? Well, in certain things, I'm still in the research of really good bread in the neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
And public transportation, I will say, I was used in Europe to always commute by public transportation, by car, by train, or by bus, and here it's just always the car.
Yeah, especially the east side. Yeah, I think other cities have better public transportation, but Seattle in general, and then certainly the east side, we're not really geared for that.
Yeah. No, but don't get me wrong. I really like it here. I enjoy it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good place to live. It's a good place to raise kids.
Yeah. And coming from Switzerland, it's great. You know, there's mountains, there's water, there's just pretty much everything.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Good skiing. Decent
Yeah.
skiing. Yeah.
They do. We do
Yeah.
have good skiing.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's getting better.
It's
now
getting
we're
better.
some snow.
Yeah, that's right.
It was a slow start.
Yeah, it was a slow start. Yeah.
Great. What else should people know if they've never been to Teatro ZinZanni? What else should they know about it?
Gosh. I mean, we covered already a lot. You know, I think it's important to know. So we're going dark now,
Right.
Unfortunately. So our last show of this current production is this Sunday,
Okay.
the 16th.
But there's still tickets available.
There's still some. There's some available today and tomorrow.
Okay.
And I think we're sold out for the weekend.
Okay.
Valentine's Day is a big day for
I
us, of
bet.
course. Yeah. So anyway, so we are closing the tent. We're
Okay.
scraping the site basically.
Okay.
Because again, it's our forever home.
Right.
And so we need to permitize the building.
Mm-hmm.
So we are scraping the site, and then we're building a steel/glass building.
Okay.
We're
Cool.
putting the tent back in. So the tent, which is basically the star of the show, it's an antique Spiegel tent that we imported from Belgium. Gorgeous venue.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And is it the same tent that you've had the whole time in all your different locations?
Yeah, that tent was the original tent that was in Seattle when it opened for the first time 20
Okay.
years ago. And then that tent went to San Francisco.
Got it.
And then the Seattle tent will come back. The tent that we used in Seattle will come back to the site in Woodinville.
Got it.
So we put that tent basically inside a glass/steel building.
Okay.
So you can really see the tent from the outside still.
That's great.
Yeah. And then we just settle down there forever, and we call it our headquarters, our world headquarters, because we just opened a second location in Chicago last summer,
Nice.
and we will open up our San Francisco location again in 2022.
Got it.
So, but all shows will be made in Woodinville. So our goal is really to build all the shows, all the props, all the costumes, everything in Woodinville, premiere the shows in Woodinville, and then bring them into the other two markets.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fascinating. How do you find all your people, the actors, I
actors?
guess you call them, because they're from all over the world.
They're from all over the world. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very international. So and that's part of the appeal, right? I mean, it's an international cast. There's a lot of languages spoken. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them come to us. You know,
Sure,
a lot of people
yeah.
really the
have a
reputation
reputation.
the reputation that we have in the performer world is really great.
I bet.
Because what we're different than Cirque du Soleil, for example, that is really ensemble based.
Mm-hmm.
We do we also put an emphasis on the ensemble, but we also really showcase the individual acts,
Right.
like really front stage. So and we take good care of our artists, so they really like to perform with us.
I bet.
So a lot of them come to us, and a lot of them, we meet on our travels, or a lot of them come and audition. So it's but like you said before, it really takes a certain breed of artists that
Yeah.
really wants to do what we're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I love the interaction part. I've been to Cirque du Soleil and I love it. It's
Yeah, me too.
mesmerizing.
Yeah.
But just the interaction part, it's
Yeah.
just so lively.
It is.
And I laughed so hard I cried several times.
That's great. Yeah.
Last
Well, we
show.
are about comedy. I mean, we really want to to give the audience some sort of an escape. It's really it's like a staycation. It's just come
Yes.
to our venue and you're there for 3 hours and you really forget what awaits you outside of the tent.
Yes.
It's a separate world. It's like an escape.
Yes.
And that's important to us, that you really come and can just detach from all your fears and sorrows and the world
We need
outside.
that.
And yeah, we do need that.
We
yeah.
need that.
And being funny is a big part of who we are.
Yeah.
We want to make people laugh.
For
and
sure.
have a good
Who's
time.
the gal that's kind of the
Christine Deaver?
yes, the
yeah.
main
She's
gal?
a
right?
great comedian.
She is
Fantastic.
hysterical.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
her ability to improvise and just think on as she's pulling people up.
Yes, it's a lot of it is
she
based on
was
really.
so funny.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, I will let her know. Thank you. No, she's great, and we're really fortunate with all of our artists. They're fantastic, but the comedians, it's a really important part of our show.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is based on improvisation. So every night is different. Even for
Yeah.
us who have seen the show so many times, but.
Right.
I mean, we can't help but cracking up as well,
That's pretty
because
funny.
it's yeah, every night is different depending who is on stage, right?
Yeah.
Depending who, quote, the victim is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
cool. How long do your shows usually run for, or does it depend?
Yeah, so when we were in Seattle, we created 3 different shows a year.
Okay. Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we just want to keep it fresh for the audience.
Mhm.
We have a lot of repeat customers.
Sure.
So, you know, we need to settle into our new schedule with the other
Sure.
cities. So it's going to be 2 to 3 shows a year.
Yeah. I would
And
think
they
anything
all-
more than one is a lot. I mean, even one to put all that
It takes a
together.
lot. Yeah, it takes
Yeah.
a lot of effort.
Yeah.
But it's good for us, and it's good for, you know, everybody who's involved with it to keep it fresh. It keeps it interesting for us too.
I
So we
bet.
want to change. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And we want people to come back and be aware of, like, yeah, there's a different show coming, you know, every, you know, so
Yeah.
often.
I think
Yeah,
it's always
important
a
to- yeah.
good thing to go.
And the menu
back to.
changes along with it too. Yeah.
I bet. That's
Yeah.
great. So you've got here, you've got Chicago. Is it
Yeah.
open now? Or
Chicago
no?
opened last summer.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So it's open, fully running. You know, yeah, a lot of shows there. So 6 to 7 shows a week,
Okay.
and year round. Yeah.
Great. And that's in a tent as well?
Oh my gosh, it is in a tent. Yeah,
Okay.
we wouldn't want to do the show
You kinda
outside
have
of
to
there.
do it
It
in a
has
tent.
to, it has
If
to be
you're
in a
just in
tent.
an auditorium, you'd be like, eh.
Yeah, it's a theater in the round, so
Yeah.
it's really, it needs kind of this old world whimsical circus feel. But it's on the 14th floor of a hotel. It's in an old Masonic temple.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It was quite the experience to put that tent up in that huge space that was discovered not too long ago by the building
Interesting.
owner in a huge, like I said,
Uh-huh.
old Masonic temple.
Yeah.
So, but it's in a tent. The venue's gorgeous. It looks a little bit different than what we have here.
Okay.
And it's a bigger tent
Sure.
because it's in a bigger city. But it has a similar feeling, but it's it's just in a big kind of warehouse feel space.
Oh,
It's great.
fun.
Yeah, it's very.
Makes me want to go to Chicago. and
You
check it
should
out.
go check it out. Yeah, it's great.
That's awesome. And then the San Francisco one, do you have that location all
That is,
figured
yeah.
out?
So we lost the location in San Francisco when the America's Cup came to San Francisco.
Oh,
And
sure.
We were one of like 80 businesses at the waterfront that had to move. We were right on the start-finish line of the America's Cup.
Oh, wow.
But it caused such an uproar in the city that the city gave us a side basically right across the street from where we were.
Okay.
But, you know, being downtown San Francisco, we realized a single-use arts organization is hard to survive. So we
Yeah.
are working together with a developer there.
Sure.
And so we are opening a hotel there, and Teatro ZinZanni is basically the anchor tenant of the hotel.
Oh,
So that's why it
a neat way
takes
to
a
do
little.
it.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
why it takes a little bit longer to open that. But we're super excited to inch it along and open it hopefully in 2 years. Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
That's amazing. And so what will all the actors do now when you go dark?
Well,
Do they
I mean,
kind of scatter? They hang here, and you guys start working on
no,
everything?
they like you said before, they're coming from all over. So
Right.
you know, Christine Deaver, she's going back to LA,
Sure.
doing her shows there. They all have other commitments. They some of them go back to work with Cirque du Soleil.
Sure.
Some of them do their solo shows and travel the States with their solo shows. So they're going back to what they do when they don't work with us. So
Got it.
and again, you know, we engage with them usually for a run, and then we change the cast. So
Okay.
they're used to that rhythm for sure.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we'll have to come in the fall. And
Absolutely, you should. Yeah,
see what
late
it's
fall,
all
we will
about.
be back up. Yeah, yeah.
And in the meantime, does Teatro ZinZanni, they run Wheelhouse?
Yes,
you guys run that?
it's a ZinZanni project. So
Okay.
yeah, so we opened that in November. It's a fantastic restaurant. We really love it.
Yeah.
And that's open 7 days a week, and we'll run. Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
And yeah, there's a lot to see. You know, I mean, like I said, there's 2 wineries now that share the space with us. And in the Wheelhouse, you will just never know what happens. You know, you know, there will be performers that hang out,
All
and we will
right.
do special events there. And then early next year, we'll open an education center, like a little circus school.
Oh, that's great.
And do program for the community
Uh-huh.
and educational programs for youth and kids.
Oh, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, so we'll open that up early next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And will all that information be on the website whenever
Absolutely,
people
yeah.
want to check it out
Yeah,
and stuff?
we'll put that all on the
Okay.
website. Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
If anybody's just tuning in today, we have Marcus Kuntz on the show with us from Teatro ZinZanni, the coolest and best. Like if you're just looking for something to do and you need to wow a date, or maybe you have family in town,
There you go.
because you don't really have to talk to anybody if you don't want to at the
That's
show.
true. That's why it's a really perfect place for a first date, because you never know how a first date
Yes,
goes. So
there you
don't-
go.
yeah.
And then you'll have lots of great things to talk
That's
about after.
right, exactly.
Not that you should take
Yes.
people you don't like to Teatro.
No,
and
no,
stuff,
no, I'm not
but
suggesting
you
that.
know, it could be good for that.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking. Lots of reasons to go. We went with a bunch of people from the neighborhood, like I
Yeah.
said, and we had the best time there. And
Yeah, that's
lots
great.
of fun conversations before and
Yeah.
after the show,
Good.
for sure.
Yeah.
And you've got it set up great because you've got that, and then the wheelhouse is open. I don't know if they're open late all the time or on show nights.
On show nights,
So then you
we
can
keep
go
it
there
open, so
and
you can go
kinda
there.
keep
You
the
can
magic
meet,
alive.
yes, and you can meet the cast. You can have a
Yes.
nightcap, and if you're still hungry, have some great food there, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
yeah. No, it's a great. It's so like we said, it's in the old Forecasters pub. We renovated it, gave it a facelift, and put some fireplaces in. It's
Yeah, it's a
wonderful
cool
to
space.
sit now, just on a fireplace and
Yes.
enjoy great food. It's we call it a gastropub. So everything is
cool.
sourced locally. So all the
Okay.
food is really like from within a couple miles. Well,
Sure.
a little bit, but it's very local. The wine list is local. And the food is very good. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're super excited about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and that's such a great location, and especially as the weather gets nicer, we always like
Yeah.
to, go get a bite to eat, maybe
Yes.
either walk or do a bike ride on the trail.
The bike ride, yes, yeah, we're prepared to embrace all the bike riders that
Yeah.
are coming from the trail to
I
the.
think in the summer for sure,
Yes,
right?
yeah, yeah.
It's a good way to do
The
it.
patio of the forecast is. I mean, we all know that. Yeah, I mean, I remember that when it was Red Hook and just like getting off the trail and going to the brewery and have a beer and sit at this beautiful porch that oversees the wetland there.
Yeah.
It's really great.
It's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, lots of good reasons to check out A, Teatro ZinZanni, and then B, the Wheelhouse. And I
Wheelhouse.
love that you're going to do those community things, the classes for the kids.
Yeah, that will be good.
I think that'll be really well
looking
received.
forward to do that. Yeah, we did some circus classes in Seattle already. We
Okay.
did summer camps, and they always sold out
I
like
would
well in
think so.
advance. Because we tried to do what we do in the show, like combine the circus with the skill with actually telling stories. And yeah, it's a really fun thing. It's a great workout also. I mean,
I bet.
Try to swing on a trapeze for a while. It's a
It's not
great
easy.
workout class. No, it's not easy. You're sore for days after, but
Totally.
it's yeah.
Yeah, I even laugh, when the kids were little, we would go to the like the play sets in the park, and
Right.
those rings.
Oh,
that you
yeah,
swing.
yeah.
I
The
used to
monkey
do that all the
bars and-
time as
yeah.
a kid. Like I can't even hold on now, let alone like swing from one to
Yeah.
the other. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's great. It's a good workout.
It's a great workout. And the cool thing is, so when you go to the wheelhouse, there's actually windows where you can see, like in the future when we open that up, you can enjoy your dinner and then basically watch the cast workout in that room. So it has
Oh,
it
nice.
has windows that really has visibility
Oh, I
into
love
that
that you made
workout
it so
room.
interactive.
Yeah. Well,
That's
that's what we're all about.
It's the whole point,
Yeah,
right?
it's the whole point. For
Right.
the restaurant too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to be interactive and
That's
special. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks
Yeah.
for joining us
Absolutely.
today.
Thank you for having me. Enjoy it.
Yeah, have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.